Okay, perspective, patience, on some real shit, like, right? Like, ultimately you have to be happy. Obviously, for the folks out there watching, people don't really need an introduction to you. As you can tell, like, I'm already pumped on the energy. I know we're gonna have energy here, but we have Matthew McConaughey. Tell the folks out there watching, like, who you are and what you're about and what you want to talk about today.
Well, first of all, Gary, I think we're cut from the same piece of denim. I'm here to talk about my book, Red Lights Turn Green.
Sorry to interrupt you. When you talk about red lights turning green, what are we talking? Are we talking about like actual colors? Are we talking about perspective?
Well, it could be the actual colors. What I talk about is all the moments in your life, my life, your life, everyone's life that's listening. You're gonna hit a wall, and these walls are one wall after another. It kind of feels like you're in the show Wipeout. Eventually you're jumping on big red balls, but by the end you're celebrating with your friends and family about how successful you are. So the book is called Red Lights Turn Green because in my life every red light has eventually turned green or amber and then turned green.
Okay, Matthew, I'm gonna get bombarded for interrupting you, but like on some real shit, like what you said about walls, it's like people look at walls and they look at it from the wrong angle, okay? Because a wall is an obstacle for people, but it also holds up the fucking house, right? Like.
Yeah, listen, I'm sitting down to dinner with you, buddy.
Okay, we're having dinner. I love that you said that. I love that you took a minute and you said the word dinner because, like, what are we having for dinner?
Well, that's the thing. When you sit down to dinner, I mean, you and I are not eating the same meal as someone next door. You and I are probably having a sultry lava cake for dessert. We're probably having some elotes for appetizers. And in the middle, we're probably doing some udon noodles made fresh from unagi.
I love that you said lava cake so much. I love that you said lava cake because for so many people out there, when they get a lava cake, like it's burning hot and they don't have the patience to wait till it cools off.
I've always said that where everyone is a lava cake. We are melty on the inside. As soon as you cut deep into somebody, you find that they're just chocolate melty beautifulness on the inside. The title of the first chapter is called Lava Cake Humans, and that's sort of what I believe you and I are.
I'm obsessed with lava cake and the sweetness that it brings to people because ultimately you have to be happy. People run into a lot of insecurity. I can't tell you how many young people are like so insecure about their decisions, and I'm like, in your 20s, try every different flavor. Like, and it's not just lava cake, okay? Sponge cake, okay? Ice cream cake. People bite into it when it's cold, they get fucking brain freeze. But you know what? If you're patient, like...
But people are so obsessed with the end goal. They're so obsessed with what they're gonna eat at dinner. They're not focused on how they're gonna get to the restaurant.
Yep.
And they're not focused on when they get to the restaurant, who they're eating with. One thing I've always said is the end goal is a fallacy. It's a logical fallacy. It's a falsehood.
Yes.
It is a fib.
100,000 million %, yes.
If you're climbing the mountain's going to have an avalanche by the time you get to the top. Nobody climbs Mount Everest to get to the top.
Right.
They're just trying to climb it until they're sitting down for lava cake afterwards.
There was a story that came out and it was inspiring. There are people who've climbed Mount Everest. They never made it down. They're fucking frozen. Right?
None of us make it down, buddy. That's chapter 4. It's called None of Us Make It Down.
But eventually, with global warming, like, and I don't want to get political, but like, the world will warm up, and the people frozen on Mount Everest, they will defrost, okay? They just need patience.
It's all about patience. If you feel like you are frozen on the mountain, you have no idea when the next caravan of people is coming to take you down. For you, you're frozen. You feel like I'm paralyzed. I can't move on this mountain. Yes. Chapter 5 is saying, wait for the llama caravan to come get you because they're coming.
Right.
Richard Linklater told me a funny story. He said, truth is a lot like a pair of sneakers. You run around with them, and you don't realize how great they are until you try to resell them to someone else. And they try on the shoes, and they don't fit the same. And I said, that makes a whole lot of sense. And that's sort of what I live my life by. Does that make sense?
100 million % perfect sense. And I am so pumped that you said all of that, especially when it pertains to sneakers. That's why I'm obsessed with flipping. For sneakers and baseball cards, like, people don't realize, like, there is value to be gained and value to be given when you have perspective and when you have patience. Like, I think that ultimately gives you more green lights, less red lights, but ultimately red and green together make yellow. Yellow's the color of pee. Pee is what you expel waste with. Ultimately, like, that's what you need to do.
That's chapter 8. Chapter 8 is called What to Do with Your Waste. Most people are so focused on waiting for the lemons to come. Lemons are going to turn into lemonade. I say don't turn lemons into lemonade. I say grow the lemons, make a lemon tree, start an orchard, sell that, go into real estate full time.
Exactly. On some real shit, I've said similar things about lemonade, like you making lemonade, but like that's even deeper because a tree will give you endless lemonade.
And you can climb a tree. That's the other thing. If you're climbing the tree, next thing you know, you fall, break your ankle. You're not making lemonade. You're making a trip to the hospital. So we say don't climb trees, plant trees. That's chapter 9, plant trees. What are your trees in life? What are you reselling? The resale value of a Lincoln MKZ only goes up.
I love that you mentioned like about falling off a tree as well. Like back up to that for a second, because every day, in order to gain perspective for me, I imagine that I slip off a huge tree and break both my fucking ankles, okay? And my neck, okay? I imagine I can't walk, okay? I imagine my entire family gets murdered. And like, I do that as a way to prime my brain to have gratitude and perspective. So take me back for a minute or ahead to 3 or 4 chapters. Like, what about this project for you has given you a sense of gratitude and perspective?
Well, this is my gospel. I mean, I've been writing this since the day I was born. I just didn't put it down into physical fabric paper till the last 8 months. But what made me want to write this book is the fact that I see so many young people, as you said, they don't have their visions. They don't have their aspirations, goals, dreams. They feel like they are just bones, muscle, cartilage, joints. And I say, what's between all those things?
It's sad. Like, it makes me fucking sad.
I talk to kids and they say, I don't know what I want to do. I say, you're 9 years old. You don't know what you want to do. I've known what I wanted to do since I was 9 months old. Right. And before that, I was pretty sure I knew what I wanted to do as well. I say, if you don't know what you want to do, you haven't read the book. Right. And that's chapter 4, 8, and 11 is finding out what you want to do.
And so for the folks that are wondering, like, what Maddie's done, like, read the book, okay? And, like, if you're fucking confused, that's okay. Because nobody knows anything, but everybody knows everything. You know what I mean?
Listen, if this sentence doesn't make sense to you, then you shouldn't read my book.
I'm so pumped right now, and we are on the same exact like frequency here. So we'll close with this. If anyone has any questions in the chat, feel free to ask Maddie. But like, as you know, like, it's not about the answers and it's not about the questions. It's just about the it's here.
That's exactly right. So I tell people, if you find this sentence confusing, then you won't understand the book. It's going to be clear as day. If a man walks outside and drinks water from a river, he's going to be 5'10" by next Wednesday. That should make perfect sense to you.
Amazing, amazing.
I'll send a copy to Sam Darnold. We'll see if he can start throwing them better.
Sounds good. I fucking love it. Okay, Maddie.
All right,
love you, brother.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you.